it's Rowan, and we're going to do a little tutorial on the BOSH Mesh Universal HUD. I know Bosch passed away a while ago, and that's really bad because he was such a nice guy and he was always ready to help us. I know he answered any question I have, but I'm sure some of you guys are still using it. Maybe you've had it in your inventory and you've never used it and you'd like to learn how. So I'm going to show you what I do. I only use the texture change part of it. I know there are other parts that have like tinting and all that, but I only use the texture. So that's the part I know how to do. So I'm going to help you do that part. First of all, you want to make a HUD, and I used his example HUD and just took pieces off of it. As long as the parent prim, which is yellow outlined, is created by you, you're fine. I just took his buttons and the little picture there and that and used a background. That's all you need for that. And what you want to do is in that parent prim, you want to put the master and the license script in there. Now you want to make a cube or a circle or whatever you want to do, what's going to be your main prim for your mesh item. And you want to put the license and slave in that one. And then usually you don't want people to see that, so you're going to transparency 100, and then we're going to Control Alt T to see transparent, and then we're going to make this teeny tiny, and we're going to link it with our mesh item. This mesh was made by Greengo Werefox, and so we have to have a prim that is made by us as the parent prim, or else the HUD will not work. So what we're going to do is to make a HUD or anything like that, to make the parent prim, that is the last prim that you add. And then we're going to Control L and link it. But you can't have edit linked on. So we're going to click on our mesh, and then we're going to hold down Shift and click on our square, link. And it's going to say this object is not genuine. You need license activation. Pull, drag a copy, and delete that copy. Now you're fine because the licensing will pick up there. Now, what you need to do is you need to go back into Edit Linked, and you're going to name your mesh something. Each size is going to be the same name, but you want to name it something unique and all one word. Like I've decided that I'm going to call this whole corset poly. So for the name of the actual mesh item, poly corset, but my main prim is going to be named @roro poly corset and the size Erica. And so each mesh that was made by Gringo, that is going to be named poly corset. Then you're going to come over here to all your buttons, your texture change buttons. You're going to grab them all and you're going to name them all texture : do not put a space, poly corset, and make sure you spell corset right. And hit enter. That tells the script that if a button is named texture : it's looking for this on the slave system. So it's looking for poly corset on something that's attached to this slave main prim. So when you're done with that, you go to textures, and I usually name my textures something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I have 14 buttons here. So what you're going to do is you're going to right click, copy asset UUID, then I drag and I drop it there on that. Then you come over here and you paste the UUID in the description. Make sure it says texture poly corset, copy UUID, drop it on there, paste. Let's do it one more time. Copy UUID, drag, drop. Now if it looks funky on here, just gather these, go to your texture, and adjust your offset, your scale, make sure you're on diffuse, and get to where it looks good to you. See, that's pretty good for me. I like that. And then when you've got those all filled out, test them. So we click here, Make sure you test each one. Make sure you've got the right, because see, it'll change to whatever's there. And you'll also hear a little clicking sound. Now, if you want to do something that has more than one mesh piece, you still start with your main prim, your parent prim, and it's got to be by you, and you name it whatever you're going to call it. This is the Prish address and its legacy size. And then this part of the outfit is called Prisha dress. This part down here is going to be Prisha skirt. This chain is going to be Prisha chain. And then these symbols are Prisha dress symbols. When you come over here, you've got this changes the top of the skirt, so those are called texture Prisha dress. These ones down here change the bottom skirt, so they're called Prisha skirt. Now, for gold or silver, that includes the two mesh pieces, which would be the chain and the symbols. And the chain has one face and the symbols have three faces, and each one gets a different texture. So the way we do that is you name the button read, and then you put the name of the note card that you're going to make there. The note card goes in the main prim of the HUD, and it is name of item you want to change, name of the piece of the mesh that you want changed, which would be the chain, the UUID of the texture that you want it to be, and then you would put the face number. If there is no face number, you can leave it blank. This symbol here has three separate faces, and you can do that by clicking face one, click this little arrow here, face 0, face 1, and then face 2. There's always a face 0, face 1, face 2. So you name it, it's still named Prisha dress symbol. So Prisha dress symbols, the UUID for face 1, Prisha dress symbols, UUID, comma, face 2, Prisha symbols, comma, UUID, comma, face 0. And you save that and you put it in the main prim of the HUD. And you name the button up here is named Read Prisha Belt Gold. And I did the same thing with those. I took one of the textures and just drag and dropped it to be the example, so you know what you're pushing the button for. What do you want? I want gold, I want silver. Now, I think I've got this all ready, right? Okay, so I've got my poly corset ready to go. I've got all my sizes done, all the buttons work. I've tested everything. I'm ready to go. Before we do that, we've got it all set up, so we're going to grab whatever we do for our demo. Some people do demo textures. I do a demo box. So we're going to make a copy of this with drag, pull, and we're going to add our demo box to our item. But we don't want it to be the main prim, so we're going to select it first, then our mesh item, Control L to link. And sometimes it'll say to you, oh, it's not licensed. You just pull and delete the first copy. So now you have, and I'll go ahead and I'll name this blah, 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 demo. Now that we're ready to go, we've got our demo, we've got our regular, we've got our HUD. We go through each item and delete the license script, because the license script is no transfer. And if you want to be able to sell this, you got to be able to transfer it. So once you've got it all set and you know it's working, take out the license script, and then I'm a little paranoid, so I will go ahead and test and make sure it still works. And that's it. And if you have this set up right and you have that button, the LM button, you have to name that. What do I have that named? LM. You name it as LM, and it will give the LM that you put in the main prim. That's it. Then you just take them all. You're good to go. Oh, for taking, watch this. This is so much fun. Circle them all. Right click, take separately. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then you'll have in your inventory, there's your Poly Corset Eric, Poly Corset Demo, and your HUD, but I forgot to name Poly Corset. But there, it's all done. I think I got everything. That's all I know how to do on the BOSH HUD. I'm sure someone will put in the comments that they know how to do the color the tinting and all that. So please do. Thanks.